my queen. Hey, Lee Ryfer here. Welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. How are y'all doing today? Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having the best day ever. So today I wanted to make a video about that time I met Taylor freaking Swift, my queen. Praise! The night I met Taylor was absolutely crazy, and by the time I met her it was like 1 in the morning or something, and I was like crazy dead. But the next day I wrote down every single thing I could remember into a note, so I'm gonna read that out to you today. And the reason I'm making this video, and I intended to make it a week ago, but it was 4 years since I met her on the 1st of February. It's been so long. I miss Taylor so freaking much. Totally gonna make this now and post it as a 4-year anniversary video. So let's get straight into this note. I'm so glad I managed to keep it. From all the phones I've gone through since then, I emailed the note to myself and it's still in my emails. Here we go. So it was the 1st of February. We're at London O2 Arena, which was so exciting in the first place, and it was my first time seeing Taylor finally for the Red Tour, and my gosh, I was so excited. And I just wasn't okay. I was with my friend Louise, and it was like the first major, huge, awesome concert I was going to, and I was so freaking excited. We started off backstage in the Sky lounge thing, and we could hear the vamps sound checking, so it all started off well. And we were in there just because we had like Sky or something you could get in there, and it was epic. And then we'd already bought our merch and stuff, and then we went to our seats, and I was just so excited. I was not okay. And then when freaking State of Grace started, I died. I just died dead. Freaking Taylor appears on the curtain, and I just freak out. My goodness, I was not okay. I was not okay. If you'd have been there. Oh, I did vlog that day, but I could not vlog back then, and it was awful, and I barely filmed any of the concert because with concerts I'm always in the moment, like crazy in the moment, full on like dancing and like not giving a care in the world. It's like one of the only places I don't care at all, and it is so amazing to feel like that. But anyways, let's get into this. I'll tell the story quickly first. I think Love Story was just starting. I looked to the side and Andrea, Taylor's mother, is like stood next to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, Andrea, I love you, like, give her a hug. I need to check if I've got anything in my teeth, I hope I don't. Anyways, I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so freaking much, and give her a big hug. And she was like, have you guys ever met Taylor? I was like, what? No? What? Even though I knew everything about Club Red and stuff, I just think in the moment, I just was like, this can't be real. This can't be freaking real. And then she was like, have you ever met Taylor before? We were like, no. And she was like, do you want to meet her? And we were like, yeah. How many? And she was like, how many's in your group? And I was like, 3. And she gave us wristbands and told us where to meet after the show, and I still have all that stuff, which I totally need to get it and show you all. Oh my gosh, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I've grabbed the stuff that I want to show you. This was the one. They're a bit bad and bruised right now, but we based it off Taylor's guitar that she had on the Red Tour, and it had like glittery details on it, and you can see we've got like hearts and 13s and like circles that we copied off it, and little spirals and love hearts, but it's been a bit bashed, but I mean it is over 4 years old. But it's still standing, and then there's lights around the edge which couldn't be seen at all. They were absolutely rubbish, but we were like, we still want to do it. And then here was the other one, the 3, which is so cool. I love them signs. I absolutely love them. And you can see pictures of the audience. Sometimes you can see them when the light's on it. You can see the signs. Let's plug the 3 in and see how it looks there. Either the lights are rubbish or they don't work anymore. Which wouldn't surprise me after 4 freaking years. Oh, I had these glasses on too. They were based off the 22 music video. And I had white bits glued onto there that fell off, and I stupidly wore them on my head when I got the picture with Taylor. That picture looked awful, but don't worry, I'll tell all that. So we had like full on loads of like lights and stuff on us. It was amazing. But here is the wristband we were given. I still got it. It says Red, Club Red, the first 1/2 for the 1st to the 2nd. I still can't. Touching this is so weird. Oh my gosh. This here was the slipper card we were given. Oh. It says, you/your group has been selected for an opportunity to meet Taylor backstage. After the show, immediately following the show, meet in section 110. Freaking. I was so scared I'd lose this one piece of paper on my wristband or something. I was shook and not okay, and I cried the whole time. And then a couple of months later, I found a video on YouTube. Someone behind it like recorded the aftermath, and I was like, I just like was cringing at it, but I was like, that's just how I felt. Okay, so this is a different day, and this is like my 5th attempt at trying to record this because the camera keeps freaking messing up and I don't know why. But anyways, I'm going to carry on from the point where the show ended, and I was a state. I was a complete and utter crying mess and looked a mess, and we all went to this block 110 where we all met up, and everyone was like freaking out. And everyone was like, I smell so much, I can't meet Taylor smelling like this. Oh, and people were passing around Taylor's perfume, wonderstruck, and like spraying each other. And I was like, spray me! Because we all didn't want to smell when we met Taylor, which I probably stunk. But, you know, I'd been dancing the whole night. Anyways, we got taken downstairs and down into like a back alley and then backstage. And I was freaking out on the walk over there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. Like, what the heck? Pinch me now. And we went into this room. And oh my gosh, Club Red was so pretty. Like, it was red and silver, and there was like pizza sitting on the side, and a Diet Coke photo booth, and sweet dispensers, and Diet Coke and water. And I still own that water bottle. I was like, I'm not throwing this out. And then she has some of her old dresses showcased. She had 2 of my favourite dresses, the gold sparkly one from the Speak Now tour and the blue one from the Speak Now tour, and it was so beautiful. And then freaking Taylor Swift walks into the room. I died dead, like, I died. She is so much more like beautiful and amazing and stunning in real life. It's so insane how different pictures look from real life. She is so perfect and so freaking tiny. Oh my god. She just walked into the doorway and it was like angelic. You could see the like glow coming from behind. I was like, my jaw just dropped. So she met the people in front of us, and then she came over to us, and like, this is where the note starts. Okay, so the first thing I wrote on this note was, smells like chocolate and cinnamon. She smells so freaking good. Oh my gosh. Everyone talks every time about how good she smells, and every time she smells different, but she always smells like so freaking good. She's like, hey guys, and give us a hug. And it was just like the most perfect hug ever, and I didn't want to let go, but I also didn't want her to think I was weird, so I let go. But I was scared I was gonna break her when I gave her a hug because she's so tiny. She was like, how are you? I was like, I'm great, thanks, how are you? She was like, I'm good, thank you for coming, sorry for making you wait, I love your signs. We were like, I love you so much. She's like, oh, thank you. And then I was like, can I just say, I absolutely loved your Grammys performance. It was great. I was in tears. Because this was 6 days after the Grammys. After the Grammys snubbed Taylor for Album of the Year for Red. Red deserved it, but they were like, random access memories. And Taylor thought she was won. Bless her heart. And we all like had our hearts broken because we thought she'd won. And it was just devastating. And then that's how 1989 was formed, because she went home and cried. And then it woke up in the middle of the night. And she was like, I'm creating a new album. It's gonna be a new beginning. It's gonna be called 1989. So that's how we got 1989. That's so nice. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I was in tears the whole way through. It was so deep, emotional, and touching. She was like, I was so nervous. You never know when nerves are going to hit you. I was sitting there and my foot on the pedal started to shake like I was having a seizure, which it probably didn't show. But then I realized I could wedge my foot against the piano to stop it shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, Taylor's just like opened up to us. What the heck? She's like full on like sharing a life with us. And I'm like, I love her so much. I love her even more. I didn't think I could possibly love her even more, but I did in that moment. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, it was amazing. You were absolutely amazing. I was crying all the way through. She's like, thank you so much. Would you like anything signed? And we were like, yes, please. Can you sign the t-shirts? She's like, of course. And then she asked Louise what her name was, and she was like, Louise. She was like, Louise, I love that name. That's such a pretty name. You never hear it anymore. Is it spelled L-O-U-I-S-E? And she was like, yeah. And she writes, I Heart Louise on her shirt. And then she was like, and what's your name? I was like, Ryan. She was like, it's a cute name. Is that R-Y-N? I was like, yeah. She wrote I Heart Ryan on the t-shirt. I've still got that framed in my room. Would you like a photo or anything? We were like, yeah. And she smiles and puts her arms around me and leans her head against me. And I was just like, ah. But the photo looks so bad because like the camera was atrocious. Wasn't the day when you had really good iPhones or anything. Well, they probably did, but mine wasn't. I had an old Android phone. But, and the woman couldn't work the camera, and I was just stood there like, trying to explain how to work the camera while trying to smile, and I just look awful in it. And I forgot to take the freaking glasses off my head. But anyways, it's all about the meeting Taylor. The photo doesn't count. Taylor looks amazing in a photo. I look like complete and utter rubbish as a 15-year-old child. I've legit wrote in here, the woman takes a while to get the camera to take a picture. And she was like, thank you so much for coming. I was like, thank you for putting on an amazing show. Louise was like, yeah, it was amazing. And she was like, oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I said, I love you so much, Taylor. Please never change. She said, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And don't you ever change. You were so nice. I was like, I died right there. Later on, we spoke to Andrea for like 20 minutes. It was mind-blowing. Absolutely insane. Said there was like 15,000 people out there. And I invited you. You were great. And I was watching you. You were dancing lots. I like didn't stop dancing, and then I was crying during a load of songs, and then I was just a mess, okay? I was just a mess. That's all I have to say. Andrew said, the show went so well and smoothly tonight. Did you enjoy the show? And we were like, yes! What was your favourite part of the show? Louise said the jazz version of You Belong With Me. And I was like, all of it. I loved the You Belong With Me as well. I was scared it wasn't going to be in it, as I heard it wasn't on the set in Australia, which it wasn't. Yes, she had to take it out because it had to be shipped. Because it was on this huge like bridge thing. It was so amazing. It just appeared in my head, sorry. It had to be shipped and was really big, and she was playing so many arenas, and it is so heavy, and in stadium there's no way to hang it. I was like, it's amazing, I love it. It's really different and so similar at the same time. She's like, yeah, it's like a 60s take on it. It's new and refreshing. We were like, I love the dresses. She's like, oh yeah, there is like over 200 different costumes we take. I was like, wow, the heck? Like, I know. It's a surprise you don't lose any. It's hard work. There is always buttons popping and stitching that needs done. And then I was like, did Taylor enjoy her birthday? Yeah, it was great. We all went up to this really pretty house in the mountains in Australia. You've probably seen all the pictures she tweeted. I was like, yeah, it looked so pretty. She was like, it was. And then I was like, it must be strange for you coming from a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania to this and traveling to London today. I don't know why I turned into like a full-on interviewer there. I was like, I think I was trying to impress, like make it look like I actually deserved to be there, because I was like, why would me out of all these people be chosen? I mean, I am the freaking biggest Swiftie ever, but like, why me? Out of 15,000 people, why me? So I was like, I've got to make it look like I deserve to be here. Don't know why. He's like, yes, well, when we moved to Nashville, I wanted Taylor to do well and become a songwriter, because that is what she wanted to do, and she has done so well. I was like, it was so brave of her to walk away from her first record label. She's like, yes, and we were shocked, but we knew Taylor wanted to write songs, and she wasn't going to do that. And age was another problem. They didn't want to invest so much money in a 14-year-old girl, and when it happened, the words, you only get one chance, kept ringing in my ear, and it scared me. But less than 2 weeks later, Taylor had a showcase at the Bluebird Cafe where we met Scott. He was here tonight. I said, really? I saw on Twitter that he was going to come, but didn't know if he was here. Said, yeah, he was in here before with Taylor giving her a plaque about 30 million record sales. It was crazy backstage, there was so many people. I said, is she going to post a picture of it on Twitter? Said, no, she likes to hang them in her office because they're business, and she doesn't want to look like she's bragging. And I said, does she keep her Grammy Awards in her house? She said, yeah, she loves them. She has them sitting around her houses. All of her awards are in random places in her free places, Nashville, LA, and Watch Hill. Rhode Island. Yeah, she has them just sitting on the table and things, and it's just like, hello, Grammy. I then asked if Andrea had any. She's given me one on loan though, so it's not mine to keep, but it sits on my fireplace and it's a nice reminder. I said, I loved seeing you at the Grammys. It was so nice to see you smile at Taylor at the end. Said it was great to be there. Her performance was great, but we were all nervous. And when they read out the Album of the Year winner, we all thought she'd won. Because they said Random Access Memories, which sounded like Red. Because there were so many people screaming, and it would have been nice if they said Daft Punk first. Freaking Grammys! Ugh. What You Made Me Do deserved to be nominated, just saying. And Red deserved Album of the Year, just saying. I was like, we know Taylor deserved it though. And it was great when she won Album of the Year for Fearless. So generally people win awards on their second album. Adele didn't win hers until the second album. Like Lorde, it was different to see her win Song of the Year for a song on her first album. She still really enjoyed it though. I love the video of you and Taylor lying in bed during the ACM nominations and Taylor going crazy, which is so cool and she looks so real. She was like, oh that, you should have seen her this time around. We were staying in a hotel in Melbourne, Australia, and when she found out, she went crazy and started running around and jumping in circles for a long time, and when we had to leave, the bodyguards outside pulled her face and were like, what just happened in there? And I was like, I can imagine it. And Andrea was just eating sweets off the side and I was like, I can't breathe right now. Pat was also like, so freaking, because the thing with the Grammys is that she went home that night and cried. And then she woke up in the middle of the night and was like, I need to create a new album. It's a rebirth. I'm going to call it 1989. It's going to be a new sound and going completely pop. And that's where 1989 was born. So it was like, she started knowing about 1989 when I met her in the Red era, and I'm just like, Angie was like, thanks for coming, I'm glad you enjoyed, and we will see you at the next tour. And I was like, thanks for inviting us. She was like, you deserved it. And then we were like, can we get a picture? She was like, oh yeah, of course. And asked someone to take a picture for us. And she put her arms around us and we were like, thank you. And she was like, thank you. And I just died. And the Swifts are the nicest people in the world, and it kills me when people say such horrible things about Taylor and her family, because they're legit the nicest people ever. People are like, she's twisted and she's mean and she's like this Regina George, and I'm like, she is the freaking nicest person in creation. She is, and it just hurts me so much when people say horrible things about her, because she's legit the nicest person in creation. Like, oh my goodness, all of them are so freaking nice. Ugh. But then we got photos in the photo booth before we left. I remember sitting on the like London Underground bench. We were just about to catch the last train because it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was like this full-on mess, like all puffy from crying and tiredness, and it's annoying because I can barely remember the experience because I was so tired from being up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, but it was so amazing, and I just remember that mess that I was. I just died dead. That it was just the best thing ever, and I love Taylor so freaking much. Oh, I miss her. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which tours you've been to and if you're going to the Reputation tour, because I'm so excited about it. Make sure to share this video with your friends and subscribe. I hope you have the best day. Bye.